Yo, Chris.
Hey.
Hi! Hey! Hi guys, what's up? First off, I love your guys' energy. I've been listening to the podcast. I feel like you're the homies. Yeah, we don't even hang out. So
I mean, we never had a semi-automatic on there, so that was the first.
Yes,
We've always had our Griselda booms, we had our air horns, and now we have a semi-automatic. I'm with it.
Yes.
Yay!
We're gonna keep adding on to it. Welcome to the 5 on 5 podcast presented by directmusicservice.com. I am Phenom. To my right, Jupiter Williams.
What
to
up?
My bottom left, FKA Neek the Freak. And to my other bottom right, make some noise from Las Vegas, it's Crykit!
Yay, thanks guys. I'm so happy to be here. And shout out to DMS too. I love DMS.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes,
cool.
We are happy to have you here. What we do every week, we compare two artists head to head, their top 5 songs as viewed most popular on Spotify. This week, Neek has the pick because Neek knows you the best out of all three of us. Neek, don't let us down. What do we got?
Neek, you can let me down, man.
Neek, let Travis down.
It's okay, man.
I feel like I've been collective letdowns.
Yeah, that's fine,
It'll
man.
be fine. I think everybody's on with this one.
I can handle a letdown from you.
It happens, and because we're such good friends, it's allowable.
Yeah.
So this week I went with B-52's versus the Talking Heads.
Yeah.
Dude, you did. You know what? I was just listening to the Talking Heads. Right? Oh, 1 second. Hold. Pause, please. And boom! I was just listening to this album.
Oh yeah.
Before hopping on. This is the place. This is the place, you guys. Let's go.
I knew it.
This is good. This is good because this is the first show and tell we've had where the guest does the show and tell first. I don't even have to grab any records. This is proper.
Yeah, because this is right in Colin's wheelhouse right now. Colin has a whole photo album of him just at David Byrne's house.
With pictures of me with David Byrne. But
Yeah.
I don't even need to get into that because we already have a show and tell done. So
in David Byrne's sunroom.
Roll with it.
Okay, my heart is just bursting with joy. Oh my goodness!
Smoking cigars with David Byrne.
No.
Come on.
Is he just the coolest guy or what? He seems like the coolest guy.
He's the coolest guy. So first of all, David Byrne would never smoke cigars because he has such a beautiful voice.
Okay,
Yes.
That fragrance, that potpourri of a voice coming out of
Talking
David
Head.
Byrne.
Talk to us, Talking Head.
The potpourri of a voice. That's great.
Smoking cigars.
Come on, Talking Head. Talk to him.
Round 1. Nick, what do we got?
Round 1.
And moving in, we're on. All right.
Love Shack versus Psycho Killer. Crick, you get to start us off.
Wow. Well, I'd have to say, wow, that's a hard one. These are always hard, and that's what everyone says, and that's just what it is. My first one was a hard one.
Yeah.
It is, because they all have their moments, right? And that's what everyone says. So I think that, first off, Love Shack. It's just so playful and fun, and it invites a party. It's a feel good, inviting everyone to have a loving good time. So I'm gonna choose that.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Colin, where are you?
Unfortunately, I've only heard Love Shack primarily at weddings, where you just hear it too much.
And you're like,
oh, I can't hear it. I can't hear it anymore. I have to go David Byrne. I'm going David Byrne. I'm going Talking Heads. I'm going Psycho Killer.
For the tiebreaker, Jupe, where are you?
Tiebreaker. So, Love Shack reminds me of growing up as a little kid, and I didn't hear Psycho Killer until I got older, which I appreciate Psycho Killer a lot more, and especially watching all these horror movies that Psycho Killer has been popping up in, and I love the song Psycho Killer. But Love Shack reminds me of I'm a little kid.
Yeah.
Love Shack reminds me of being a little kid and watching that awful
the video
Notes movie.
Oh yes.
Oh
yes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So the movie was terrible, but as a kid I loved it. So Like, not that I get a pick, but it's just something to mention. Round 2.
Thanks for the insight.
Just a little tidbit into the childhood of Little Neat.
A Little Neat.
Aw.
The reoccurring character. Round 2, Rock Lobster versus This Must Be the Place.
This must be
Colin.
the place.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Right out the gate.
right out the gate.
Let's go.
Nobody likes Rock Lobster.
You know, I like Rock Lobster. You know what I like about it? The like weird little, she goes, like it's just kind of, it's funky. And that's why I love the B-52's. They are funky and weird and bizarre and anything kind of goes. So they're
Talking
anywho.
about them, you and I think it was Rock Lobster that we talked about. I was like, I don't feel like people give Rock Lobster enough respect because it's like everywhere. The Family Guy kind of fucked it up. Like,
No, we were
Rock Lobster
watching,
is kind of a jam.
It was Summer of Love. That's what it was. Because I have, dub version.
Jupe, where are you at?
This must be the place. Yeah. Wait a minute. This is the Wall Street song, right? Is this at the end of Wall Street?
Oh, is it?
Hold on.
Number Crunch.
No.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes.
This is this is Gordon Gekko. Yes. This is I love this song because also why I like the song too is because it doesn't seem like it should be at the end of Wall Street. The way that movie ends, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. Sorry, but go
Please
ahead.
go see it
Spoiler
because it's a good movie. It's a good movie, and
Wolf of Wall Street.
it ends on a very depressing note. And then This Must Be the Place comes on.
Oh,
You know, the words aren't. I guess the words add up to the movie, but it just seems like such a happy, bright song. It doesn't seem like it should fit in Wolf of Wall Street, which is why I think it should fit in Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, not Wolf of Wall Street, just Wall Street. Sorry. Wall Street.
I'm thinking Wolf. That's why I was
Street.
like,
My bad.
Yeah.
Wall Street.
Okay.
YouTube commenters, come at me.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Smoke. Wall Street is what I'm
they
thinking
have some
about.
colorful
Gordon
language for
Gekko.
you.
Yes, please. Give me all the smoke. But yes, Wall Street. Wall Street is the movie, and it's at the end of the movie Wall Street. And this must be the place. We're going with that.
Colin.
Family Guy ruined Rock Lobster for me. I will say that. I'm going David Byrne. I'm going Talking Heads. It's just this one's too easy.
it was too easy.
It's too easy.
But I
Easy.
almost went with Rock Lobster just because Crit hit that note.
Yeah.
No.
That
was impressive. That's impressive. That almost swayed my vote.
You're like,
Yeah.
strong argument.
Yeah, very, very strong argument.
Yeah. Travis
Very strong
pulled the
argument
Temple
with
of
that
Doom. Travis did the Temple of Doom, and he was like, "I'm going Rock Lobster." Yo.
All right, round 3. Rome versus Once in a Lifetime.
Once in a lifetime. I mean, once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime for me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are just I mean, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
No.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're
Go
moving.
ahead.
It's just
Go ahead. Say it.
it really, don't you feel like the songs take you on a journey? Like you
They
just feel like you're moving along. It's there's soundtracks and it's just a journey to life. I guess all music is in a way, but there's something about Talking Heads and that music that is just such soundtracks to my day, and they keep things moving. It's an adventure. They're adventurous songs in my mind. But
They
that's
feel
me.
a little bit more heavier. Like the subject matter is a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
But
it
even
has
though
a
it's new wave and
movement
it's
to it,
inherently
though.
goofy and sometimes in a major key, it still comes across as like music to be taken seriously. Where the B-52's are like that, but they're way more fun.
They're way more
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're a little bit goofier. So like we laugh at them and we jam, but if we have to make a choice, it's like, well, I'm gonna go with the serious song.
Yeah. Because if you're gonna make a choice, you're probably gonna sit down with a song versus have, you know, there's a time and a place, right?
Yeah.
And most of the time, especially during these times, you know, that time and place is to sit down and digest these songs. And Talking Heads is very, 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 very digestible.
And not to say that B-52's doesn't have those songs, they're just not in the top 5 on Spotify.
Right. Travis, are you saying This Must Be the Place?
This must be the place.
This must be the place.
Hey guys, I think this must be the place.
Yeah.
This must be the place.
Yeah, right here on the 5 on 5 podcast.
We're here.
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
Look at us. We're back.
Look at us. Oh my God. I'm going with Once in a Lifetime, like everyone else, simply because I remember hearing it in like, the early, I know it came out in the 80s, but I remember hearing it in the 90s, like swimming in summertime and just being like, this is a crazy song. Like even the beginning of it is just like way ahead of its time, like way ahead of anything like sound manipulation, what would come out at that time. And Kermit the Frog covered it too.
Oh, hey, shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
There's a video of Kermit the Frog covering it. So David Byrne wrote this late one night in a hotel room when he was watching, he was either driving or watching and listening to this preacher preaching, "You may find yourself," and going through this whole spiel. And he started writing stuff down. And he was like, this is it. This is how the song is going to go. That's how Once in a Lifetime happened. So I'm going Once in a Lifetime.
I love that fun fact. And you can really hear it, like the preacher persona and the way he's saying those things. That's fun. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
There's so many like think pieces on this song. I think shout out to our buddy Luxury. He's made a video on
I love
this.
you, Luxury. Oh, yes. Have you been into those, Neek?
Oh, I'm obsessed. Ever since you put me on, I was like, I didn't realize he was doing these. And like he does, I've been putting the boys on him too. He makes these videos and they're just like minute long fact sheets, and he did one on this song. It's pretty tight. So round 4 was actually, it was one of the cases where I had to go and pick song number 6 because the B-52's was like the 7-inch version of Love Shack.
Okay.
So I hate that Spotify does that, but so B-52's Dance This Mess Around versus Burning Down the House.
Oh, wow. I mean, Burning Down the House.
Burning Down the House,
I
man.
mean, come on.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
I was gonna say it didn't even matter what song it was.
Just move.
Burning
Just
Down the
go.
House.
Just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah.
We're moving.
Just go. We're moving along. Right.
Yeah.
Round 5, Private Idaho versus Road to Nowhere.
I haven't heard
B-52's.
Private Idaho.
Oh.
B-52's.
Over nowhere. B-52, Colin?
I'm going B-52's. Yeah. Just because I've heard Road to Nowhere so many times, I don't want to hear it anymore. B-52's.
I'm too familiar with Road to Nowhere, so I am going to go with Talking Heads.
You're living in your own private Idaho. That one's so fun.
Yeah.
I want to live
That one's tight.
in Idaho. Yeah.
I've never been to Idaho, but I'm sure it's a great time if this song makes it sound so tight.
That's funny.
I love the song.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is a fun place, though. So
Shout out.
Shout out to any listeners from Coeur d'Alene,
Shout out.
Idaho.
Shout out to all of our avid listeners in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Boise's a good time. Boise is a good time. Boise is a college town. Went
So
there.
Boise's on like the come up from what I hear. I hear from a lot of people that Boise's doing like some Austin, Texas kind of things.
Yeah, man. I'm
not gonna say you heard it here first, but
I don't know what that means. I don't know what's going on.
Shout out to Boise, shout out to Coeur d'Alene, and shout out to Talking Heads for just mopping the floor.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, shout out Imola. Imola is living in Idaho. One of our listeners and fans got one of our merch sweatshirts.
There you go.
Sweatshirt's coming out soon. Shameless plug. Don't worry about it.
Nice. Sprinkled.
A little bit of that.
Advertising there. Just a
A little bit of seasoning. A little bit of seasoning.
Skosh. I haven't heard that in a minute. Just skosh. Skosh.
That was the quickest battle we've ever done. That's what? Okay.
Well, okay. So David Byrne is probably going to be one of those quick battles for any of the competition. You know.
Let me phrase this question then. This will be the first time we do this. If not B-52's, who would Talking Heads match up against?
The Police. Duran Duran. Depeche Mode.
I went with Devo. That was gonna be my other pick.
Devo doesn't have that many hits,
but
though.
I feel like Devo would have been better with B-52's rather than the other way around.
Those two, yeah.
I would do Talking Heads against 9 Inch Nails.
Wow.
So, come on. If we had Outkast versus Hall & Oates, I'm doing Talking Heads versus 9 Inch Nails.
David Bowie. What about Bowie versus Talking Heads?
Yeah.
Bowie would be good. I was going to say Blondie.
Oh, okay.
Blondie versus Byrne, maybe. That could kind of be a thing.
Double B's.
That's
what about Talking Heads versus the Ramones?
Yeah, I could see it.
That's cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it. Nick, what would you have? Devo. What would be your third?
If I had a third, I like the Ramones. I think that's a good pick. I'm trying to think. Not a lot of other bands were really that like heavy like that during that era. I feel like they were all kind of playful. I want to say like ESG, but they only got like 4 songs at like time.
Right.
Yeah.
After that, it's like nobody knows, or like I don't know. Now I'm just thinking of like punk bands at that time instead of more new wave.
Right. Fuck it. We'll get into the lightning round here. This is like put my brain in a pretzel thinking about that. I'm going to pull out of that. All right, let's get into the lightning round. Crykit, it's a this or that. You tell us which one you like, and we'll keep it moving. You can tell us as little or as much information on your choice. Let's start with... Let's start with Pointer Sisters or Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh, Pointer Sisters.
Okay. Clips or Mobb Deep?
Mobb Deep.
Al Green or Marvin Gaye?
You know, that one's hard. I love Al Green, but my mom sobbed out one of her divorces to it. And it was just, man, and it ruined it for me. But what a beautiful artist. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go. Wait, it was Al Green or I forgot. Sorry.
Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, duh. Marvin Gaye. So Marvin Gaye.
Okay. Blink-182 or Weezer?
Weezer. You know why I thought about this? I was listening to the Aiden Scott's podcast earlier, and I loved how he was cracking me up. He kept elaborating and cracking me up on his stories. But I thought about this one and that I feel like Weezer aged better with me. You know, Blink-182 is definitely me and as a little tween or in junior high, and Weezer is kind of more still aged well with me to this day. And I loved his Aiden Scott story about Weezer's, about how he played all the instruments and everyone came back on. That was dope. So there we go.
That blew my mind, and I'm
that was sick.
And these guys are like, "Okay, cool," and I'm like,
"Yeah, I thought that was really dope."
I've been known Rivers is the man, bro. I keep trying to tell you guys. You guys talk about Travis Barker. Fuck out of here.
Hey,
yeah.
Now I'm hot. Now I'm working.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Say that next week when we have Travis Barker on the show. I want to hear you say
nice.
Yo.
My whole life.
You're like, sir, just so you know, I've picked Blink since the beginning of this show.
I have a famous tattoo. All of
yeah, you're wearing the shirt. Oh my god.
Just a random thought. If you think about that, Travis Barker and AM were the only 2 survivors of that plane crash, right? Were they the only 2? Isn't that just a crazy, bizarre? What a thing to live through.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So does he still take? I thought he doesn't fly anymore. He does public or like ground transportation.
I heard he doesn't fly anymore.
I think he's like a bus from point A to point B kind of thing.
Imagine the two of you guys are on a plane and you're the only two survivors. Like, holy fucking shit.
Crazy.
I don't know if I want to be. That's insane. It's something to be grateful for and something that I would never wish to live through.
Wow, what a thing to live through.
You don't have that survivor's guilt too, man.
Yeah.
That's I bet.
Awful.
Right.
Wow.
To lighten up the mood, I will tell this
story. Please, lighten it up.
Spider DJ'd the Blink-182 tour. So he was the opener a few years back, and he hit me up and he's like, hey, I'm in Chicago. Would love to have you come out to the Blink show. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. This would be great. We get there. We're going through backstage. Spider's showing us around. We turn the corner, and it's just Travis Barker walking by himself. And I go, oh, what? Like really loud. And he like looks at me and I go, sorry, that was very awkward. Disregard that. Kept walking. I was like, okay, we're not going to go that route. I apologize. So then I played with Travis 2 years ago out here. And I told him, I was like, it's me from the hallway. I'm opening the show for you tonight. Like,
nice.
let's forget about that. And he was like,
it's me from the hallway.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yes. He was like, no, Spider. He's like, Spider told me we were playing together. I'm so stoked to see you, blah, blah, blah. And it was great. It was great.
Oh, I love that. Awesome.
Yeah, super cool, dude. I want to ask you the next one here. AC/DC or Guns N' Roses?
AC/DC.
Easily.
Yeah. Well, it's because I've listened to the show and I've had time to think about who I'd have, and some of these actually I've thought right away somebody, and then as I'm listening to your show multiple times, I then go for the other artist.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
So AC/DC is just what fun characters, and I love the progression of their songs. It's just it's really cool. Again, another band that takes me on a cool ass journey. So yeah.
What about Zap and the Gap Band?
That was a hard one. That was a hard with those songs. Gap Band did have all the hits, but Zapp and Roger Troutman, that's some classic shit right there. I mean, they're both classic, but on the talk box, the vocoder, the keys, that real funk. Zapp. Done. Okay. That's my final answer.
I like it.
Okay, so you've been listening, so we're gonna throw some curveballs tonight. We're gonna get into the deep end here. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
I never loved them. I was never a boy band girl, so I do currently. I like Justin Timberlake, and so I'd have to go back. He's Backstreet Boys, right? Or no, he's NSYNC. Or wait, that goes to show you. That's funny. NSYNC. Well, there's the evidence. Yes. The only time you're going to hear me play any of their music is at some type of girl party type of situation where the girls are loving singing along. And but yeah, so NSYNC. Final answer.
Okay.
Nice.
112 or Jagged Edge?
That wasn't my vibe either, but 112, I guess.
Okay.
So if I do that,
Peaches and Cream?
Yes, Peaches and Cream. But what's that one? I have an edit, and at the beginning it's like, well, it's a DJ edit, and they added, if you're sexy and you know it, clap your hands. Dance with me. And then you're like, ooh, okay, come on, let's go. So there we go. That is a little banger.
Which, by the way, Colin, we need to finish that edit.
Oh yeah.
You got an edit?
Just send it to Neek. Send it to Neek and have.
I'll send it to you, Neek. It's I started remixing it with Travis, and we kind of ran into a pandemic, if you will, and
something small.
Continue working on
just something minor.
So small.
A bit of a pandemic. Phil Collins or George Michael?
That's a rough one. I love them both for their I love Phil Collins. You know, I love Phil Collins. And a fun story. I was just spacing out on the song. I can hear it coming in the air at night. In the air at night. Right? Is that the name of the song?
Yeah.
That song. I had the most epic experience at rolling up to a red light. And well, when the light turned green, it was on the epic green light, and
then you took off.
And I took off, and there's that moment. I was like, oh, that was a moment.
That's probably one of the most satisfying moments.
That was such a
yeah.
Right.
And that's a cool ass song, and he's really, him on the. I don't know much about production and the making of music, but drum pads and MPCs and like 808s. Like, isn't Phil Collins like on some shit with that prior?
He is
like
the drum man,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Drumming motherfucker.
Yeah.
So, shout out Phil Collins.
Shout out Philly Collins.
Shout out.
Phil, you're the man.
Shout out to Phil. Oh, let's see. Janet or Toni Braxton?
Oh, Janet. That's my girl. I love you, Janet.
Okay.
Dude, her music videos in the 90s and the 80s.
The Pleasure Principle video. The Control video.
The Control video. Yeah, all those. What an amazing woman. And
Love
her
Will
show.
Never Do Without You video. Oh man. Yeah,
Janet.
I could go on.
What a babe, what a dreamboat.
Yeah.
What an inspiration.
I know.
Settle down.
I know. I'm sorry.
Trav loves him.
I'm like,
we're talking about his future lady.
Yeah. I brought up Janet, and it's the 5 on 5 podcast featuring guest Travis Jupiter Williams.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Beatles or Beach Boys?
I love the Beatles. I mean, I love the Beach Boys, but I love the Beatles. The Beatles are cool, and they get real psychedelic, and I'm into that. So. Okay.
Ooh, Madonna or Britney Spears?
Oh, that's an easy for me. Madonna. That's for me is Madonna.
Yeah.
And to this day, her body. Do you guys have you seen her body?
Yeah, because she's what, like 55?
She's got it going on.
She's 60, I think.
She's 60?
Honest, I think she's 60. That woman,
shout out
like
to Schizo.
Shout
out to Schizo.
Nico, Neek knows. That blew my mind. Schizo's a dancer from Vegas. I met him when is he originally from here? Because I met him when I first moved here in 2011, and he was like 15 or 16 or maybe not even.
Yeah.
But so now he tours with Madonna. He tours with Madonna, and maybe more than tours with Madonna.
That's her boyfriend.
Oh. Shout out.
How old is Schizo?
Is this a hot take?
He's gotta be like 25 right now.
Good for him.
Baby, he's doing huge. He's great.
That's a flex.
Shout out to Schizo.
That's a flex.
That kid is
That's
great.
a flex. I'll count it.
That's so, she's goals and all. No, I don't want a 25-year-old.
She's doing great.
I'm 60, but she's just amazing. What a beautiful person inside and out, and an inspiration for women. Just, I love you, Madonna. Okay, moving on.
Can I be Schizo for Janet?
You know what I'm saying?
Stop. No,
you can settle down. You can be settled down for the podcast.
For the podcast, all right, fair.
She still has it going on. I saw her last year or 2019 in Vegas.
See, she's proving my point even more. Let me be Schizo for Janet. Come on now,
Travis.
Come on.
How do we make this happen?
Hey, you either gonna ask the next question, or I'm just gonna keep saying I'm about to be Schizo for Janet. So you better keep it moving.
Prince or Michael Jackson?
That's really hard. I'm gonna say Prince.
Okay. Mariah or Whitney?
Wow, what those voices?
Mm-hmm.
I won't even give you a little taste of my.
Oh, see, okay. I thought we were about to hit that high C.
The finger in the ear.
Yeah.
No, you guys. If I tried it, you'd have both. You'd have like hands over the ears, everything in the ears. I love Whitney. Love you, Whitney. R.I.P. Whitney. What a beautiful. What a beautiful soul.
Yeah.
Okay, Whitney.
Yeah.
Okay.
Outkast or Hall & Oates?
You did. You asked it. This is the one that I immediately said Hall & Oates in my mind and in my heart. But then this last time really hearing it and thinking about it, you know what I love about Outkast has redefined and reimagined and just their whole look, their sound, and everything that they've done so many times. And I think that's really beautiful and honorable, and especially in hip hop scene. And they're just really super creative artists. So I decided on Outkast.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, they changed their looks.
There are no wrong answers, but they've changed their looks.
Yeah,
and
they changed their looks and their vibes so many times, but it's always ahead of their time. Like
yes.
I still feel like hip hop is still trying to catch up to what they did.
That's
right.
Yeah. There's that little extra tidbit I missed. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, they're on some new shit, some different shit, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. That's a good review of that. We get some answers that are just one-word answers. That's a good review of that.
Yeah.
I like that. A good little review. I'm really not that great with my words. I'm definitely more of this. Obviously, it's about energy and movement with me, and I talk through my music and my dancing, so it's hard for me to really actually verbally communicate. So I hope I'm doing okay on here, guys.
Yes, of course.
You're doing great.
Of course. Travis, on the other hand,
no, I'm not doing great. I'm not doing great. I'm still trying to be schizo. All right.
So I'm enjoying your smile and your little vibrant. You're glowing to me right now. So thank you.
I'm just still.
Got that glow up.
That's the ring light.
That's the ring light. That's the ring light.
It's just good lighting.
That's the ring light.
Yeah.
Before we go on, Crykit, tell us about the albums you got on Showcase tonight behind you, and why did you pick those?
Well,
sure.
First of all, Colin, you missed like 3 good ones to ask her too.
Go on.
Okay.
Daft Punk versus Justice.
She's got the Daft Punk in the background.
I know that, but I just want to hear what she has to say about it. Come on, man. We're here for her right now.
It would have to be Daft Punk. And and while we're on it, and while it's right here, Daft Punk definitely got me into DJing in the 90s. And
okay.
So Around the World came on this. I grew up in Wisconsin. Q101 was our radio station. It hit Chicago and like.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Shout out Midwest. Shout out
the Midwest.
Yes,
that was the station. And when Chemical Brothers and Daft Punk were coming on in the midst of, Nirvana and everything else. It was like that sound really, that was my first time hearing that sound, and I was immediately drawn to it and loved it. And it opened me up to the rave scene, and then that's how I started DJing. So I think that's what Daft Punk's all about, and why I would choose Daft Punk. And to this day, I also love how they've evolved and changed with the times as well. And all the artists they've collaborated with, come on. Some legendary. So Daft Punk got me into DJing. We got, there we go. Camera often, that's funny. Okay, so, we got Missy Elliott. That's my icon. I love you, Missy. Like, what another inspirational female throughout my life, and that who redefines her and has her own sound and is ahead of the game and not afraid to be herself and isn't just selling tits and ass. Like, she's selling real shit. And and her dancers and her choreography and her music videos, like, she really moves me. And I threw a Crykit's Playhouse party, Missy Elliott themed, a tribute to her. And I posted the recap video for International Women's Day. And she commented on it. So she saw it. That just, wow. That made my heart sing. So,
hey, shout out Missy, and shout out Mr. Dalvin.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Dalvin of the group named Jodeci.
Ever heard of him?
Because yeah. So Mr. Dalvin helped put, Missy and Timberland on from the good, to the greater Virginia. So shout out Jodeci.
Yeah, I feel like most of your guests pick Busta, and I love Busta. There's his energy. Have you guys seen him live?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt like I was just gonna like be. I felt like I was gonna combust. He was gonna combust. It was just like, just that. It was insane. I felt I was being blown away by. I don't know. Like, I love him. I do. But Missy's my girl. We got Beastie Boys' "Ill Communication" because that's another one of my favorite albums of all time from the 90s. One of my favorite groups of all time. That album, I love the diversity in it. We got those funk moments, those jam band moments. We got the punk moments where I want to jump around and kick and jump off a building. And then you got those raw hip hop and the way they play with each other and they work off and one another. And then you got Mixmaster Mike. I mean, everything is just, wow.
Yeah.
But, all right, there's that. Shout out Beastie Boys. I love you.
Yeah.
And then we got Budo's Band. Budo's Band is close to my heart for, B-boy, B-girl scene, top rocking, getting down. It's a nice little jam band. We got Sade because I wanted to give some feminine energy today.
Yes.
And
yes.
And she's all about that love and
smoothest of us all.
Smooth it. The smooth love goddess. So there we go. And here we are.
Those are good picks.
Those are great picks.
They came up like we came on here at 7 p.m. They went up at 6:55.
Nice. I like it.
I sat down and I was like, oh no, wait, I don't have any albums up. It was all just nothings. Or I mean, just the records behind it. So yeah, there we go. These were the ones that came out. Oh, I missed one. I had Lemon D, Two Techniques. This is the first drum and bass album I ever bought, or record I ever bought. And this is, I was jungleist. This is how I got into DJing through the drum and bass scene. And so I had to put this one up there. This is close to my heart.
Dope.
Hell yeah.
Super dope.
Cool.
I have so many questions tonight. I got so many questions. I came prepared with so many questions. Crykit, in your highlight reel, what is your greatest moment as a DJ?
There's a couple. I would definitely say opening up for Bruno Mars on New Year's Eve was an absolute highlight. I think that is my favorite, honestly.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was at the Chelsea here in Las Vegas, and it's a nice. Have you guys been there?
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice size theater. It's not too big. And the floor, when you're on the floor and everyone's bouncing, like you feel it, and you're like kind of bouncing too.
It's a little scary.
I don't listen to a lot of modern day artists. I love past, old school artists, blah, blah, blah. But as far as a current pop artist, Bruno Mars just holds it down every time. And I think, to me, as a DJ who's had to play a lot of corporate parties and general people events, general audience, let's say general audience, he's the best. He's just the crossover all the way. So his show was just with his band, it just was funk, embodied so much funk and soul, and he has reggae vibes. And then we got into, it's like it goes all across the board. And so the audience for that, I guess, the little extra on top of it is just the audience that came to see him was just what a magical audience. They loved just they love all those sounds. So it was an easy, exciting gig for me to that's something I planned my set, obviously. Stage show. So I planned my set, and it was the easiest, most fun set to curate because of the artist I was opening up for and the crowd I knew I'd be playing for. So that's my favorite gig, hands down.
I love that. There's pressure going into something like that as it's New Year's Eve on top of everything. And you're like, this has to be right. I hope my Serato doesn't crash. I hope nothing weird happens. The CDJs, the turntables, whatever. Walk us through that night. Like, when did you start prepping for that? How far out?
I love this. This is fun. There's a lot of funny things within this. Well, at that time, I had just kind of started to learn Ableton and knowing how to create my own edits, you know, and make short edits and just curate a set for a stage. I hadn't had many big gigs opportunities prior to this, and this is I want to say this was New Year's Eve 2015 going into 2016, or 2016 going into 2017. It's one of those two. I started prepping like a couple weeks prior. I didn't know I got the gig until I think like a month prior. And how it works for that type of show is there's a DJ agency, and he does the properties for Cosmopolitan here in Las Vegas. So when it came to these concerts, there's been several shows that I've had the opportunity to possibly open up for. He would choose a handful of DJs he think will fit, and he sends it off to their team, and then they choose who they want from there. So I think he asked me if I was free on New Year's Eve, like a month leading up to New Year's Eve. I said yes. He said he was putting me in the pot for something. And to give him a mix that was funky, and I did. And then a few days later, I got the email that his team chose me. So, and that it's Bruno Mars. So, I guess I had about 2 weeks, I would say, to prepare what I was going to play, and it was easy. Like I said, all the music just kept flowing, and I did a lot of a mix of funk, soul, hip hop. You know, just all the classics, the sing-alongs. And I guess I showed up the day of. I did my sound check. None of Bruno Mars or none of his band were there. I had to be there like 8 hours early and just kind of sit around in the green room. So and Cosmopolitan's a hotel, so I had a hotel room. And it's crazy on New Year's Eve on the Strip. If you guys have never been, you can't drive to the Strip. You have to. They closed on the Strip really early, and you can only arrive super early if you're staying on a property and go through the back route. But there's no getting to the property other than either parking really far away or paying $100 to get a ride over there. So, thus I was there really early, got my hotel room, did my sound check. I'm sweating, going crazy on the stage. And the lights were so I just remember the lights being so bright and so strong. And I'm just like shaking. And I've had a hard time owning up to what I like, really having a voice and being specific about my equipment for some reason. I always manage myself. So, I remember agreeing to CDJs to make sure that it was easier. So maybe there was no needles or issues like that. And I'm not a turntablist, but I've always played with vinyl. So it's a feeling, you know, it's the feeling I'm comfortable with. So I remember being like, getting up there during sound check and being like, why the fuck did I agree to CDJs? Like, I don't know. Like, well, fuck, I agreed to CDJs. So here we are. So go in the green room. I get up on stage, I perform, the crowd is loving it. There was just so much energy and love and excitement. And I just remember feeling so great and remember all these thoughts coming to my head, like, damn, I wanted to curate a show for this. How dope would it have been if I had B-boys and lockers and poppers? Like, you know, like that's my scene. Imagine if I had out my homies on stage. This is a huge stage, and I wasn't allowed to have any like backlighting, or my logo, or it was, you know, I'm a little girl on a little part of this massive stage with his bands, you know, everything set up in the back. So, and this crazy blue lighting. So it's just me and I'm a blue Smurf on stage. But there's so much you know, I just, you know, my thoughts were like, damn, I could have made this a whole ass production and then gone out there and got down myself and really hyped up the audience. And, but what I did was just enough. And I remember the one thing I remember from this night was getting off, going back down the stairs to go to my green room. And hearing Bruno Mars and his band, they're giggling, they're warming up, and I just I ran right past, I was so scared, I wanted to knock on the door or something, hey guys, I don't know, something. So I just ran into my own room, closed the door, drinking water, okay, they go on. I get to go out into the main and enjoy the show. I'm loving it. Amazing fucking show. And then they just get off. I'm like, hey, I wonder if I could go meet them. So I have all the wristbands. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go try. And I'm such a scaredy pants. I'm always so nervous. Like, so I run down there, and they had just gotten off. They're out in the open. They're out in the freaking open. Their door to their green room's open. Bruno Mars is standing in the doorway with his back turned towards me. And I'm like, just like, oh, there he is. I'm going to say what's up. I'm going to introduce myself. It's my moment. I get to meet him. And so I kind of like, I'm walking all slow behind him. And then I just couldn't do it. And I ran back in my room and I closed the door, and that was it. So never met him, and all that build up for nothing. But it was an amazing show and an amazing crowd to be with. And if I had more time, I would have brought the whole Crykit experience, the whole hip hop, funk, soul experience with some dancers and visuals and all that. But hey, next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's almost like a double New Year's. You finish and you're like, that's the ball drop. I'm done. Like,
yeah.
And they're like, yo, we still have hours left. You're like, let's do it all again, you know?
And that's what I love about the New Year's Eve gigs. I've done the ones where I'm playing during the countdown. And then I love the gigs where you play before the countdown and then you're just enjoying the rest of it. Those are the best.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Bruno Mars. I know he's definitely going to be listening to this.
Shout out Bruno. Shout out Silk Sonic.
Bruno Mars.
Next time you're in Vegas, Bruno.
Silk Sonic, yeah.
Yeah.
We're excited about the new project.
I'm so excited about the new project. Oh my
Anderson
God.
.Paak. And I say Anderson .Paak. Do you guys say Pac or Pack?
I said Pack.
I say Pack.
I say Pack. Well, you guys were all saying Pac. I did notice when you had the girls on Dial Jess and all them, and I was like, hey, maybe am I wrong? Is it? I thought
I'm really good at just like
rolling with whatever
what
someone
other people
says.
do, and so if I hear Pack, I'm going with Pack. If I hear Pac, I'll just correct myself and say Pac because I don't want to look silly. Yeah. But in my day to day, I say Pack.
Which another fun one I had a giggle was someone kept saying Dua Lipa instead of Dua Lipa. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
That's probably me. That's probably me.
But, she definitely goes into that category. We were talking about it on Twitter the other day. Artists that have made your job so much easier as a DJ.
I like that.
Dua Lipa, Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars, yeah.
Calvin Harris. These artists, if you're playing a corporate gig, these artists are like your other DJ next to you. They're like, here, play anything from me. Anything. Go ahead.
I agree. I love that. I love that. Well, shout out to Anderson .Paak. I mean, I think he's an amazing modern day artist that I love seeing and hearing. And I did get to open up for him, Small Flex, once and didn't even know it till the night of. That was a corporate party for HP. And they just said, I'm opening up for some bands. And I was so upset because I planned my set. They said opening up for some bands, and I planned it as like a corporate party for the general audience of men 30 to 60 like years old type. And that's what they told me. And then a couple hours before showing up or the party started, I get the rundown and I'm opening and I'm doing mini sets in between. First, I'm opening up for I forgot their name. Louis the Child. They're younger.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which that's not really my sound, but they're huge. Okay, yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay. So then I go back on, and then now I'm opening up for Tove Lo. When I love Tove Lo, she's cool. She's cool as fuck, and I seeing her live, I had so much more respect for her. She's fucking cool. And so I was like, okay, now I'm opening up for Tove Lo. Boom, now I'll go back on. And now I'm opening up for Anderson .Paak. I was like, guys, we could have told me this when we booked the gig. These are just some bands. Like, what are you talking about? And it really I would have curated these sets so much differently, knowing like this, the artists they brought on. I really curated my sets for the type of general and corporate party. Like what? So, and then they told me, oh, we want to make this a cool thing. He can announce it on his Facebook, and we're gonna have all these people. So then it ended up being like packed with like a lot of like friends and homies, and you're like, damn, I really could have went in on some cool shit for this gig. But just that gig in general, what a that's another blessing of a beautiful gig to have received in my time of a DJ career here in Vegas. Thank you.
Your highlight reel is like Super Bowl, followed by Super Bowl, and just some bands. Oh, Anderson .Paak, Anderson .Paak, like Super Bowl.
Well, you know what's funny about it is those are my highlights. But then everything else is like, I'm DJing at a restaurant, I'm DJing at a bar, I'm DJing at a lounge, I'm DJing, a bat mitzvah. Like,
the daily grind, which all of our listeners were all in the same boat. We're like, yo, you come off stage. Like, I remember I played Lollapalooza. Mel booked me for that. Shout out to Mel.
I played Lollapalooza. That's iconic. Yeah.
And then the next night, I was playing to an empty room at 10 p.m., opening up the night. And I'm like, great, such highs and such lows. Like,
that's what's funny.
I'm talking to the busters. I'm like, how does this song sound? Do you guys like this? And just empty. And I was like, hey, this is a picture of me playing Lollapalooza.
Yeah,
this time last night.
Love that.
And the guy's like, that's not you.
You're showing the picture. You're showing the picture like it's back in the day, though.
Yeah. This was a mere 12 hours ago. The guy's like, I don't care, dude. I'm busting.
Isn't that funny? That's real life. That's so real life.
Yeah. That's
like
DJing in a nutshell. Such highs and such lows.
Exactly. And don't you feel like some days when you have your on days, you're like, wow, I love this. This is it. This is my, I'm doing this is what I'm meant to be doing. And the days when you have those off nights and you're not connecting with I don't know about you guys, but for me, when you're not connecting with anybody, no one's moving their head, no one's even showing an inkling of feeling the music. I feel like a nobody. Like it really gives me, like when I can't connect to people, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I second guess my life, and is this even, am I a good DJ? Is that weird?
Yeah,
it's funny how that works. Yeah. I've called these guys many a nights and been like, I don't think I'm good at this anymore.
Yeah, I remember playing one event and I hit up Colin and I was like, hey, should I dumb down my set? He's like, man, just do you, man. I was like, man, I really think I should dumb it down because it's just not working.
Yeah. And we all go through that on a weekly or on a monthly basis,
right?
Insane Friday, horrible Saturday, where you're like, I'm the best DJ in this town. And then the next day you're like, I should be opening for anyone. Like grab someone that doesn't DJ, I'll open for them. Isn't
it weird after all these years, we still feel that way? It's just so fascinating. Like it never really gets to be like, it's never really brainless, there's always these obstacles and ways to grow and ways to shine and ways to feel connected and ways to fall off. And
the biggest thing is, I think, and I thought about this for a while, I was going through like a kind of a lull in my career, and I was like, the biggest thing is you can have the best night and you have to rebuild the wheel the next night. Like you start from zero, you have to build that all the way up to show that picture of what you had the night before, because you're starting with an empty room. And especially if you're an opening DJ building the vibe, you don't want the next person to come on and be like, hey, sorry, I fucking blew it tonight. Here's your dance floor. It's always in the back of your mind, like, this is on me as the opener. I have to be twice as good, but don't burn the DJ, but keep them dancing, but make it fun, but play songs they don't know. And it's just like compiling on. And then 3 a.m. hits, and then you do it all over again the next day. It's like, It's just a circus.
Do you guys ever feel like you wish you could just stick to one genre or sound and feel like, oh, you could really excel and be like killing it and touring the world? And by now,
I have this question for you right here. Crykit, if you could only play one genre of music for the rest of your career, what would it be?
No, I can't just do that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess for me, it would be electronic music, but what kind of electronic music?
Right.
I'm really still 90s breakbeats and like big, like that big break and techno type sound is still so embedded in me. But funk music, I mean, there's nothing funk. No, okay, I'm done. Funk, it's funk.
Yeah.
It's funk. Well, funk is like, woo.
Any deviation of funk.
Any deviation of funk. Like that gets you feeling good. It gets you feeling good and
visceral. Gets in there.
It's in there. Yeah, it really is. So funk.
This is why you're the ideal guest, because you were like, I would probably play Prodigy and Chemical Brothers. No, probably Sly and the Family Stone.
Right. Yeah.
If you guys were to ask me who were my guests if I was throwing a big concert or a festival.
No, that is a question.
That was a fun one. That's a fun one.
You're asking all these questions before we could get to them.
Oh, no. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
So, 5-on-5 podcast featuring Jupiter. Phenom and Neek, hosted by Crykit.
Well, actually, Crykit, I'll have to think about that one.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's pass to Neek.
Yeah, let's.
So, okay, I don't even want to. All right, fuck it, we'll do it. I didn't want to do the fast food thing because we're talking about real shit now. It just seems like let's just deviate real quick. But yeah, fuck it, let's deviate real quick. I've never actually eaten with you, Crix. We've hung out a bunch, but I've never actually like had a meal with you.
No,
so
we haven't.
If, let's just say hypothetically speaking, you got to be endorsed by a fast food establishment, I want to know who it would be and what your meal would be, sort of like the Travis Scott and McDonald's thing. So you get the freedom to choose which establishment you want and what that meal will be. What is it and where is it?
Okay, I like this. I love In-N-Out. Do you guys like it? Have you guys had In-N-Out?
Yes.
It's not everywhere, but I'm a fan of In-N-Out. I get the animal style grilled cheese. I don't eat meat.
Okay.
And I love their fries. They're fresh cut. They're real potatoes. They put in a little thing, and you got them right there. That's my favorite. Another little perk about it. So I would have some type of like fun fries, fun animal fries. I don't know, fun fries. Crykit's fun fries.
Crykit's fun fries.
Crykit's fun fries. They'd be fully loaded. I'm Midwest. I love my cheese. Can't get enough. So we got that cheese on there. The grilled onions. And then I don't know. Maybe they would allow me to have some type of extra veggie choice on deck.
I mean, get crazy. What is it?
Yeah, what is it? What would it be? Maybe a little fresh avocado? Nah. No, I take that back.
Okay.
We need something kind of crunchy on the top, right? We need some kind of
here.
crunch. How do we get a crunch? Maybe instead of grilled onions, maybe it's like crunched up Funyuns or something? No, I don't know.
Like a breaded onion situation? Like
That
a
sounds
deep
a little-
fried breaded onion? Like,
that sounds a
those
little...
are just onion rings.
Yeah, those are
Yeah. I don't know. Well, funfetti fries. We'll call them funfetti fries.
You
And
have
they'll just have a bunch of shit on top that's vegetarian. So how about that?
I like that.
I love that.
It's good.
I like
Or,
that.
and you know what? It'd be kind of fun if the toppings came in separate and you could like have fun putting all the toppings on.
Boom. There it is.
And then there becomes a dance out of it.
Yeah.
And there's a dance and a song. There's a theme song and a dance. And then we go, It's a whole thing. It's a whole
now
vibe.
we're talking because this is corporate food and it needs proper advertising.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, and now we got coveralls. I create the coveralls, the overalls for it. It's like we got
Now we got merch
Yes.
with it.
We got merch with it.
Yes.
We need a cool hat.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, I like
And
this.
In-N-Out's got crazy merch as
Yeah,
is,
they
so
do.
this is gonna be right in their vein. They're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Okay, and lastly, they allow me to curate the playlist for their
Boom.
places.
We have the
restaurants.
Spotify
Oh,
In-N-Out Cricket's Playhouse
yes,
playlist.
yes, I love
And
that.
then each meal comes with a QR code for your playlist.
Oh,
Where to get
you
the
guys,
playlist.
this is
See?
it. This
See?
is it. This is
Yeah.
it. And then there's a commercial where I'm rolling through in like a lowrider or something, like
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like going through the drive-thru.
Yeah.
And the person that takes your order is Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
You guys,
That's actually a great
what?
commercial because
Oh, that's an amazing commercial.
you would get out of the lowrider with your crew.
Yep.
And you're
Yes.
walking up to
Yes.
the In-N-Out, but doing a dance like doing a pop lock dance, right?
I love that. I love
Walking
that.
up.
And the commercial is 71 minutes long.
Yeah.
And then we get to where
commercial.
we pick up for the food, and the food window is Missy Elliott. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yes.
And then she's in that little blow up, I can't stand the rain fit.
Oh my.
Yes.
Handing you the fries.
It's my
Yeah.
window. Oh my God, you guys. Damn. This is a dope ass commercial. I'm loving
In-N-Out
it.
has the
budget?
budget.
What's the
In-N-Out
budget?
got-
What's
they
the
have
budget?
Budget on it.
They have the
Yo,
budget
don't get
for
me
this,
on
man.
budgets. I'm the worst with budgets.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone but myself.
So,
Oh my God.
speaking of cricket, we talked a little bit about it before you jumped on. I want to talk more about Playhouse.
Okay, yay.
A brief story for us is that Playhouse is kind of how we all got to know each other.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah. So the night that, well, I'll let Colin tell it.
Yeah.
Oh
Cliff
God,
Notes
now I'm on the
version.
spot.
Yeah, you
He's on the spot.
Okay, from the top. Crykit, I hit up Crykit when I came into town,
Yes.
and Crykit says Crykit is playing downtown, so I'm like, we're gonna head down there. We were staying at Gold Spike,
Oh, great.
or visiting Gold Spike. Crykit took me to your party. There was a line outside, couldn't even get in, and we were like, okay, cool, we gotta hop in, and like in a little bit, we'll like wait in line, go hop in. We hop in, wall to wall, slam, Insanity. I forget who was playing. Was it Stretch? Was Stretch Armstrong playing your party?
No,
Someone like huge Shortcut maybe?
No.
Well, Let's Be Friends was that night, and everybody, like, that was a huge.
Oh,
night
what
out
Let's Be
too.
Friends was downstairs.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
Big. Like
Shout out to
slam. And yeah, and it was just like the whole vibe, even getting into the place was slam. And so I was like, cool, let's run next to Beauty Bar and get a couple drinks going while this line will chill out. We hopped in, and it's Neek's party, Paradise Fever.
Oh, yay. Wait, you
So
did
it
it
was-
on a Thursday?
Yeah, I don't know why or what happened, but
I don't remember
week,
you
we're
ever
like,
doing it on a Thursday. Yeah.
We did it that one on a Thursday. I don't remember why. I think there was just something happening that we were like, okay, we have to do it that day too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So me, Crykit, Jessica Who, and a couple other people, and you came over, and we
I
met
did.
you. And then the next day, I had to recall all of this on the Road podcast, where I was completely tossed the night before. And Crooked's like, where were we? What was going on? I was like, it was this crazy disco party. And then I think you heard it and told Neek, like, hey, they're talking about your party and my party on Road. And then I hit up Neek and I was like, hey, didn't know. I had to look this up, whose party this was. Insane party. This is the first time I heard Steve Monette, Only You. And I was like, yo, that's an insane song. I hit up Neek. Neek and I became friends on the DM. We were DM friends. And then I told Travis, hey, we got to get this guy down here. and swap a gig with him. So we had Neek come play, and then we played at Commonwealth for Paradise Fever.
Yeah, I know. I'm sad I missed that night. I remember when you were guesting, but what a fun party. Yeah. Those are good times.
So it's funny
that Playhouse kind of.
Yeah, you are the reason for this
you're the
even
catalyst.
to be. Yeah, you're the catalyst for even
That's
this podcast.
beautiful. And you know, I feel like that's one of my like paths in life. I love connecting the dots and connecting people. That is just beautiful. That makes me so happy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You are
not for
Kevin
nothing.
Bacon.
Crykit has connected the dots for me personally on very many occasions. So thank you for that.
Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you.
Tell me about Playhouse. I want to hear a little bit in depth of like what Playhouse is, how it came to be, and where it's at right now.
Okay, yeah. Playhouse in a little quickie nutshell. It started as me selling my thrifted pieces on Instagram. I love thrifting, and I just needed an outlet at that time. I believe this was 2014. Insert Coins had just closed. Did you guys ever get out to Insert Coins when you were in Vegas?
Yep.
That was my my local like spot where that was my family. That was where I that was my everything. And when they closed down, it kind of that took away a piece of me as my identity here in Vegas, my gigs and my lifeline. So I have had all these other gigs, but you know, there are a lot of times I'm having to dress sexier and have this more feminine, sexy Vegas appeal and look and sound. Well, Crykit's Playhouse is my place to just be me and no one to tell me what to do and how to do it. So I had the idea of selling my thrift clothes, but also pairing it with music and dance. So giving it movement and sound as well as the clothes. And I love 80s and 90s, and you know, with that comes the different types of music and the genres and etc. So I started the Instagram Crykit's Playhouse, ran for about 2 years, and DJ Plo was the music director over at Commonwealth at the time. Commonwealth's directly across the street from Insert Coins, and Commonwealth opened a little after Insert Coins did. And just a background is that because I was resident at Insert Coins, they wouldn't let me DJ anywhere else on the block. Okay. Or anywhere else downtown, and which was lame because it's not like we're getting paid non-compete rates or anything, and every venue had their own vibe and party. But they were hating on Commonwealth because Commonwealth was the new spot and doing cool shit. Well, with Insert Coins closing down, I finally was approached by Commonwealth. I had wanted to DJ there. I thought it was such a cool venue, loved the rooftop. So the option for a Tuesday night was given to me to do anything I wanted to do. So I decided that I wanted to somehow fuse eclectic music. You know, I don't want it to be one sound. I want it to be any given sound. I want to have a platform for myself and guest DJs to play anything they wanted to play, as long as it wasn't their top 40 weekend set. That was like my only, please don't play that. But the creative freedom, the platform for that musically, and to fuse fashion, vintage fashion shows, get local designers involved, local stylists, models, and also art. I've always loved graffiti. I love street art, murals. I mean, shout out Espo right here. I got 2 Espo pieces. That was a word. Shout out if you don't. This is funny. There it is. But, I have a friend, Pretty Dunn, who he had just been doing his art and didn't have an outlet to kind of get his art out there. So I had this concept of I want a fun photo booth, some type of thing where people can take photos and it's artistic. It's not the same step and repeat corporate type look. And to promote people to show up dressed how they want to dress, to be flavorful, to be funky, to be unique. And really, me moving here to Vegas in 2011, I felt like I was going to move here. I didn't even expect to even be here. This was totally a random thing. And Tao Group is what got me out here. And Tao Group is that's the company where I had to be boobs out. I had to be sexy. I had to play the top, like their sound, their playlist. And there's no diverting from that. Like if you diverge from that or move away, you're out. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to, I felt like my light was dimmed down for many years being here in Vegas. Like I tried to keep fitting in with the strip and the whole strip vibe. And like, it just that's not my vibe. I couldn't find my tribe, if you will. Mm-hmm. So to have this opportunity downtown and to really promote authenticity and creativity and uniqueness, all under one roof. That's what Playhouse was and is. And it started on a Tuesday night as a monthly, and I think it took about a year or maybe less than a year. And then I got offered a Thursday, and it just started taking off. It started popping off, and it was the combination of all the things. It's this, when do you get to see fashion shows? Out when you're out having a beer at a bar downtown at midnight, and to involve the scene in that, and bring on stylists and bring on champion these. There's a lot of cool vintage shops popping up in the last couple of years here, selling all those fresh vintage tees, and and it kind of transformed also into more interactive art shows and art booths and making suits. I loved that idea. I got a bunch of these hazmat suits and had pretty done spray paint patterns all over them, and then spray paint the backdrop so it matched. So when you're doing photos, you're kind of like immersed in this different type of feel. So yeah, I ran for 3.5 years before shutdown. And now I'm currently kind of reassessing what is Playhouse, and I want to start reselling again and get back into fashion and the whole art aspect of it and music, and kind of how does that all work. Well, I'm gonna bring it to Twitch, and I know
wait a minute. Is this the announcement?
This is the announcement.
Oh, let's go.
I'm a year late, you guys. I'm a year behind, but fuck it. You know what? Better late than never. I mean, you just got to do it when you got to do it. And I'm so grateful I had this whole year to just to go underground and be alone and process and do my thing. And now you guys got me at such a good time. I came back from a weekend in Sedona, Arizona, hiking, and took a little shrooms, and like really
let's go.
Broke free of my mind. I've been in a mind, like just this mind prison almost. It's a funk. And so I couldn't go through that in public. I couldn't go through that online. I couldn't go through that through Twitch. And it's weird because I always feel I'm a light. I know I'm a light. I love being a light. I love represent like just energy and positivity and happiness. And it felt so weird that I was the opposite of that when I felt like people needed it most, right? People needed it most, but I couldn't step up to that. But
you just didn't know how to express that light. You didn't know how to put that light on display. I'm right there with you. I think that you were in. I feel you.
So it was kind of a difficult. This whole year has been like. I'm so blessed and happy and love seeing all these DJs and creatives online, and I get to connect and see this whole new piece and a piece of them and their personality, and like I feel like I'm your homies just by the show. All this is happening, and it was difficult for me to kind of just be on the be underground and be in the backside of all that and be silent and just kind of chilling, but. It was meant to be because now I've found this new. It's like a new me, and I'm a rebirth, and I'm just feeling like a magical creative goddess right now. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. And so you guys are my first this podcast right here. This is my first presence online and with others, and here I am, you guys. Here she is. So,
big announcements. I love it.
This is exciting, and so I'm having all these visions, and I want to bring it all. And I'm really drawn back to female empowerment right now. I was big part of Sisters of the Underground. It's a all-female hip-hop collective that we were based out of the Bay Area. And the 10 years I've been in Vegas here has been a lot of solo, like I gotta do cricket, whether it's DJing or the party. But now I'm feeling like I want to champion my women and be an inspiration and a role model for young women. And imagine how hard it must be for them in this day and age. Like when I was a teenager, I didn't have the likes and all the social media stuff, but I'm ready to step into this place. And so what I want to do is start doing Crykit's Playhouse in my house, but then in other venues. So my homegirl JNLV has a studio called Yellow. And it's a photo booth place. They've got 6 different walls all done. They change up, curated by different artists. So I'm thinking bring my DJ equipment there. I'm DJing. I got the DJ camera, but then I got a camera on. We're doing a whole photo shoot. We got a female photographer. We got the cool ass models. They're dancers. They're moving in my vintage clothing. It's like, so it's a live photo shoot. It's fun. It's content. You guys are going to get to see when I'm dropping my releases before they drop and before I put them online. And we're involving all the elements, right? And so that's my idea, and take it in my house. I'm going to have guest dancers. I have a dance cam. I had Mike 2600. Do you guys know Mike 2600?
Mike has been a guest on the podcast. He's a friend of the show.
Yeah, he has.
I've on 5
he's
alumni.
The coolest dude, man. What a cool dude. So I commissioned him to create. I had an idea of dance cam. So I've gone on Twitch live 4 times now. They're very sporadic, but just to give things a try and see how I feel. And people love when I get, I know I'm not the best DJ. I'm not technical. It's like, I'm moving around, right? So that's my thing. And then once I step behind the decks and I have a floor right here, once I start dancing, like the chat blew up. People were really feeling it. And I was like, damn, I need to have a dance cam. So one camera's on me for just dancing. And that's one of my little boop buttons and scenes. Yeah. And, so my 2600 did the artwork. I'm going to launch that with my Twitch. So you'll be able to see the character's super cool. And it's so marketable. It's like such a fun thing that I could put on t-shirts. And now it's opening up the whole universe where I have them making me little happy face characters. And like, just so there's my other dance friends. So it's a little dance community. But I think the world of Crykit between fashion and dancing and music is coming alive on Twitch.
Yes.
That's great.
I'm happy. Thank you for announcing it on our podcast. And yes, we'll definitely be a part of that.
Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely.
We'll be in the chats, running amok in the chats.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Crykit, I want to ask this question. Were you always the freshest motherfucker in the room, or when did that happen? Because you have style for days.
Hey, this is a yes or no answer.
Yeah. No.
Definitely a yes.
Hold on. I gotta preface this by saying every time I see your posts on IG, I'm like, yo, you're styling. You got the fit off no matter what it is. I post and I'm like, I may have made a picture with this already. I should probably not post this picture. I may have seen this shirt already. You outfits for days. So when did that happen? At what age did you just be like, I'm all in on fashion?
Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you. I've always been into fashion, but I've never had money. I've always been broke, or like, just enough to eat and what I want and get what have you. And so I think that knowing that thrifting is enough, going to the thrift stores is where I can find everything, is really what made it for me, I think. And this is now in my 30s. I've always loved fashion, but I've been very, I was always a tomboy. I was into skateboarding, and then when as a B-girl, I was all about functionality. So a lot of t-shirts, but pants that I can not split the crotch in, like that I can get down in. And so it was very basic. I've always loved sneakers. So I was a jeans, t-shirt, sneakers girl forever. When I moved here in Vegas in 2011, at first I tried to be like more feminine, and I couldn't find where I couldn't find myself in that. And then I just decided, I'm just going to go full out funky and full out thrifty and full out artistic and just visualize myself as a walking art piece, And that's, why not? I've always liked to stand out. I never want to look like somebody else. And so in my 30s now, finally, I have the balls. Well, I don't have balls, but I have the like, you know, like to know that I would rather stand out. I'd rather be this funky motherfucker than to look like the rest of the girls with the big lips and the, you know, the whatever's in style and in trend. And yeah, I don't have the big lips, you guys. That's I have like no upper lip actually, but shit. And
I commend you. Yeah,
the older I get, the older I am, the more I'm stepping into a place of authenticity and just realness and weirdness, I guess, just funky and being different, and I love that. So yeah, I've never been the hot girl of the group, the cool, cute one. I'm like that kind of always been the outsider. And now I'm just me, and that's it. So here I am.
Yeah.
But my closet, I've got 10 closets, you guys, just so you know. I live in a 3-bedroom house. I have one house that has 3 closets full. I have 3 racks, and then I have another closet with a bunch of stuff. And then I have like 10 bins in my garage full of stuff.
How many shoes, if you had to guesstimate, how many shoes are we holding on to?
Well, now I don't know. Maybe only 50. I was a big sneaker collector. I had over 200 pairs at one point. And that was like, you know, the earlier 2000s, and SBs were big and all that. And they were making all those amazing SBs, collaborations. I had the MF Dooms, the Mork and Mindy's. The De La Souls, but then I never wore them. And then I'm just sitting here with a wall of shoes that you never wear. And then you get to that hoarder status, you know, am I a hoarder? Am I a collector? The constant struggle of the two.
Right.
Neek, that's your keyword, hoarder. As soon as somebody says hoarder, that scares Neek.
Really?
That word.
Yeah.
I have a whole thing where like I feel like at any given moment I could just wake up and be buried in belongings. And which explains why I try to have as less as possible.
Of your taste. I don't know if I ever told you, I've always thought since I've been to your house, like, oh, if I could be a roommate to Neek. Like I like your aesthetic, you know? And
I love going to your house and being like, oh, this is sick. Like,
yeah, I love
quite
that.
Opposite, but the aesthetics are still kind of like meshable. It's cool.
Yeah,
I would watch that TV show. I want to
do a show called Cool Stuff. Show me your cool stuff. Like cool stuff. Yeah.
Let me see.
I already have the theme song, and
that sounded.
You guys watch Wayne's World? Yeah. Wayne's World. Yeah, Wayne's World. But it's cool stuff. Cool stuff. Yeah, cool stuff. My name is Crykit, and I want to see your cool stuff. Something like that. Crykit wants to check out your cool. I don't know. Something.
That's a segment on Twitch.
That's the clip right there.
That is. Cool stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
Show me your cool stuff. I mean, isn't it fun to see other people's cool stuff?
100%.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Is there a show out there that you guys have seen like that?
I know, like, there's collectors' IG lives that they'll do with other collectors, like Double P's, I think, in Scheme.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, they're amazing collectors.
Yeah, they're next level collectors.
They are.
But I don't, nothing like, you know.
Like cool stuff with Crykit.
Cool stuff, yeah.
Nothing like Crykit at all.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Nothing that has a theme song either.
Yeah, there's a theme song.
None of them have a theme song. Absolutely not.
It doesn't matter if there's anything else. This is a thing now.
This is yay! I love it. Yeah. It's here again. 5 on 5. It's here.
It's
here. 5 on 5 podcast.
This
coming out
again. Full circle. David Byrne. This must be the place.
Yes.
This must be the
place.
Yes.
This is where all cool shit is debuted. So thank you for sharing that. Top of your head here. First 3 artists that come to mind that inspire you visually. Go.
Ooh, like from music or just in general visual, or what do you?
Well, we can do musicians that inspire you style wise. We'll start with that first.
I love Bjork. I think Bjork is an amazing artist with visuals and just a whole experience. I love Bjork. Came to mind first. Flying Lotus.
Ooh,
that's a cool one. Have you guys seen his 3D tour?
Yes.
Yeah,
that was trippy and fun. Let's see. That was an awkward laugh. That was like a oddly I'm stumped when there's like a million bazillion amazing badass artists out there. So I don't know. Sure. I'll live in a land of Espo, so we'll take that.
There we go.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. Here we go.
What artists from the art world inspire you visually?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we'll go back. Espo, definitely love. Yeah. I love typography, and I love just the bold colors and the meaning and the messages. Really cool. I love hand styles. I love just the art of the hand and fonts, typography, pinstriping. That's some cool shit. There's a local artist I love. His name's Brett Bolton. I've worked with him on a few Crykit's Playhouse parties where he is amazing visual artist and all types of cool stuff. So he did a backdrop wall, a photo booth wall where it changes behind you, and when you move it like is mapped to your movements too. So the colors, the visuals, the shapes, and like everything changes as you're moving, and it's just beautiful. And he also creates music, and so he's an overall sound and visual artist. So Brett Bolton.
Shout out Brett.
Shout out Brett. Las Vegas. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah. And he's been working on Meow Wolf is a new spot here. When you guys come back to Vegas next, you got to check that shit out. It's a huge warehouse, Area 15, and then connected to its Meow Wolf, and it's just massive warehouses full of art and visuals and sound and crazy experiences. Okay. Really cool. Okay.
Definitely.
No, that's
what did I
great.
get? Did I say? Did we follow? Did we finish that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Travis.
So, Crit, you're the Kevin Bacon of our group because you are the catalyst to bring everybody together. You are the degrees, so to say. So what we do is, or what we're trying to do is put together a DJ biopic cinematic universe. Okay. So in this DJ biopic cinematic universe, who is playing Crit? Now it could be a musician, dead or alive, or an actor, dead or alive.
Yeah, I've had a thought. I've had to think of this, and it's Karen O from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Have you seen her? She's so She's amazing. She is so fun. I've seen them live a few times, and just the character, her embodiment on the stage, and her outfits, and her she's an amazing stage performer, front woman, creative artist, wild woman. Love her. So I'm Karen O.
That's a good one. I like that.
That's a good one.
I like that. Okay, so you're stranded on an island. Only have one album. There we go. There's a picture for everybody that's not on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Nick just showed a picture of Bruno Mars, by the way, for anyone that was
wondering. So you're stranded on an island. You only have one album to take and one album to listen to the entire time you're stranded on this island. What album is that?
Wow, that's hard.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't give a go at this. I guess just to keep it easy and keep it moving. I would say Daft Punk Homework. I would say it. That is a good one. That has so much behind it for me, so much meaning for me, and that's what I always find fascinating about Around the World. That song's 7 some minutes, and it's so repetitive, but how can I still listen to that over and over now?
Right.
And even back in the 90s, that's something amazing. So,
and you could pick them apart too and find different genres and different elements within each song. That, I mean, shit, you're stranded on an island. You can be listening to.
Yeah, you got time.
You got time.
Yeah.
You got time.
Yeah, for real.
What's your opinion on the Daft Punk breakup?
I mean, I'm so detached from what's happening in modern day. I feel like not fully detached, but I don't know. I'm sad that they're not going to be making. I've loved these collaborations and the keeping up of the times. I really have. But I feel they've given us a lot, and I'm really happy with everything, all the discography that they've put out. So I'm content with the breakup, I shall say. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm happy, and I hope the best for them and what they're onto. And I'm just so grateful for everything they've given us. So yeah. Maybe they don't want to be making music anymore. Maybe they just want to be like on some island sipping some daiquiris or something. I don't know.
Maybe they want to be humans. And not robots anymore.
Maybe they're tired of being robots.
Yeah.
Or they're tired of being robots. Let's let them live. Let's let them vacation. Come on.
Dang, let some screws
live their best lives. Could you imagine being in the studio just constantly making music for all these years?
Right.
There's just so much pressure behind that whenever Daft Punk gets in the studio where you're like, okay, cool, we've done everything. Right. Anything you could think of musically, people look to us and they're like, this is Daft Punk. Yeah. And then they're like, okay, we're going to make a yacht rock album. And people are like, we don't like that. And I liked it. And we were talking to Cutso. Cutso loved it. We were talking to him last week.
Love
who
Cutso.
Gives you a huge shout out, by the way.
Oh, I love Cutso. He's just what a... Oh, did he? Yeah. Oh, I love you, Cutso. Yeah. Here's another huge shout out right back at you.
There we go.
We're dealing in the future and in the past. So next week you'll hear that shout out on the show. It's a different
paradox, right?
Yeah.
In 2 weeks you'll hear your own shout out, Cutso, on this show. So for those of you keeping track, this episode was recorded back in 1983. So keep that in mind.
He's definitely one of my mentors for sure. I deep in my heart.
What a great fucking dude, too, right?
Yeah. What an awesome dude. What a great dude.
We wrapped the episode the other day and we were just like, just a great person to talk to. A fucking hilarious guy.
He's hilarious.
Lead me into this question for you. We did ask this last week. If you could have one item from the grocery store for the rest of your life, what would that be? You can only pick one thing where you'll never have to pay for ever again for the rest of your life.
Smoothies, like some kind of smoothie. Green. I need greens. Greens. Oh, green juice. I would do a green juice.
Yeah.
A green juice.
Green juice. Fresh pressed
Such a good
green
pick.
juice.
Yeah, that is a good pick. What? Of course we
Nick, you want to share your pick with Crykit?
Yeah, please.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. I picked eggs.
I'm sorry, Nick. This is where we draw the. This is where we're no longer roommates, sadly. Oh man.
Crykit's moved out.
We'll never be out of eggs.
I'm out. I hate the smell of eggs. Honestly, the smell just.
I only eat eggs scrambled. That's it. So I feel like they don't smell up and stink up the house. My second pick was garbage bags. I feel like that's really practical. I didn't know.
This is great TV. This is great TV. Hold on, because Crykit goes, Neek, I've brought us back one item. We could pick whatever we wanted, and you're covered for life with green juice. What did you pick, Neek? And Neek's like, a bunch of eggs and garbage bags.
Garbage bag.
Aren't you glad we're roommates?
Green juice is such a good idea. I wish I would have thought of something like better than eggs or garbage bags.
You know what? The garbage bags will keep all of our collectibles safe, protected.
Yeah,
from,
there you go.
Anything and elements and.
Yeah.
We got the goodie bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The eggs will ward off anyone from breaking in.
There you go. I love that. Or be used as weapons when being attacked.
Yes. Yeah. There you go.
There we go.
So this roommate thing is going to work out.
I think so. Okay. We actually live really close to each other too. That's Do we still?
Yeah, we still live really close to each other.
We could walk to each other's house.
Me, you, Eddie, and Warren are like all
and
in
Mumbles.
The neighborhood.
Can't forget about Mumbles.
Warren Peace.
Warren Peace lives.
Yeah, shout out Warren.
Warren lives in the neighborhood.
Warren lives. He was just at my house like a few weeks ago. Warren Peace is in the hood. He's like, what the hell? I didn't even know.
I'm gonna hit him up. You guys, doesn't he seem like he would be he's the coolest dad in the world?
No, Warren's Papa Bear for our podcast.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Warren is Papa Bear. Yeah.
Nick, go ahead and shout out his address so everyone can go and say hello.
Everybody wants to go to Warren's house. He barbecues. It's great.
He barbecues and plays great music. Everybody go there.
It's the best place.
He's gonna have a line of people outside his house like Ted Cruz.
That's funny.
Crykit, 2 questions for you. First concert you ever went to and best concert you ever went to?
Grateful Dead, my first. My mom was a Deadhead.
Whoa!
Shout out Chris.
Shout out, Mom. You know what? I honestly feel like the Deadhead community, the Grateful Dead community is, if you have ever been, they used to have these massive, there was just thousands and thousands of people. And I went when I was probably maybe when I was 6 and then 8 and then 10. It's just people flooded in the parking lot. They're all selling T-shirts and hacky sacks and bracelets and, whatever. And then you get to where it was Soldier Field. And
shout out. Shout out Chicago Bears.
We're from Chicago, by the way.
Shout out Mike Ditka.
We're from the Midwest, too.
Shout out Mike Singletary.
From the Midwest, yeah.
I did not know. Well, that's... When you knew about Q101, I put that together. Oh, that's awesome! You guys, I grew up in Kenosha. Where are you?
Right. I lived all over Indiana, and then did 8 years in Chicago before moving out to Portland 3 years ago. So.
Oh, cool.
I grew up Chicago and Bloomington Normal. Traveling around the whole Midwest with my grandfather officiated basketball, baseball. So cool. I've been everywhere. Yeah,
I love that. Cool. Fun facts. The Midwest Connect.
Midwest Connect.
Oh yeah. Well, don't you know? No, we don't really say don't you know.
Cheese curds for days.
Yeah. Cheese curds for cheese curds. I still do cheese. I love cheese curds. Yo, have you ever been to Mars Cheese Castle? It's right off the freeway. Yeah, that's a classic. Yeah, I live right over there. So, and I grew up on a farm right from there, so I could ride my bike over there. That's my domain. Oh, how cute! You guys know.
Like a childhood vacation up there.
I love that. So wait,
Wisconsin Dells and whatnot.
Oh, you know it. That's
go-karting.
Always.
Go-karting.
Go-karting. Yep. You guys know. Oh, now we're even closer.
Yeah. Nick, talk about it. What's your favorite part about Wisconsin Dells? If you did that, somebody would be like, there's a narc amongst us.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. I took it so personal when I moved to California from Wisconsin, senior in high school, 99. But, I didn't think there was, I didn't know I had an accent, and everyone would make fun of me when I said bag. Well, now maybe don't hear, but probably before it was really like bag. Oh, the bag. Yeah. Bag. And I'm like, I don't say it weird, but now that I've been detached from the Midwest for 21 years, it's like, oh yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, what even was the question here, guys?
That was
so we got your first. Now we need
first and favorite.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
First and favorite, yes.
Well, just to wrap up the Dead shows, those were so phenomenal. I'm so grateful my mom took me to them, and just people are so free there, and there were so many drum circles. I loved the drum circles, and that's just people drumming and jamming in the center, and that was like my first feel of a cipher, and ciphers to this day. I miss ciphering so much for breaking, the ciphers is where my heart lives and belongs, and where I let everything out, and where my creative spirit comes alive. And so shout out to the ciphers. And I really feel like I started in the ciphers as a Deadhead. So, in the drum circles. So that's my beginning.
That's actually a good contrast that goes together though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand, but they contrast each other, which is dope.
I love
Wait,
that.
I'm gonna sneak a question in.
Dead show.
I'm gonna sneak a question right underneath that. Favorite Grateful Dead song?
Oh, I like Shakedown Street. Shakedown Street is funky, but I have I've got a few. What about you? What's your favorite?
Althea. Yeah. That I would put Shakedown Street up there. Box of Rain, top 3.
Yeah.
Casey Jones.
Oh, I love Casey Jones.
You know, Scarlet Begonias. Oh man, yeah.
No, it's Shakedown Streets. It's a funk. I think it's the why. It's like they're funky. They're funky as one.
Yeah, I play Shakedown Street almost in every set.
Really?
Disco
Oh,
song.
that's cute.
Yeah, that's how my parents introduced. That's how my parents introduced me to Grateful Dead.
Oh, nice.
Shakedown Street.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was the only song that they were really rocking with. So that's how. Yeah.
And I've really, I've seen Phil Lesh and my mom lived in Marin, so San Rafael and like Marin, Mill Valley, all around there. Stinson Beach, that's where all the dead is like the guys who are still alive still live. So I've been able to, they get down Terrapin Station. It's a restaurant bar along this little waters front. They do jam band sessions. I mean, it was pre-COVID, but I'm sure they still do now. So you could see them jamming to this day.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's so sick.
That's what's up.
What's your thoughts on John Mayer taking over for Dead & Co?
I don't know. I've never really listened to John Mayer. Is that
no? That's not taboo.
That's a fact.
That is not taboo.
I don't know. I'm not mad at him. I mean, I like him. I guess.
I feel like that guy because I happen to be wearing tie-dye tonight talking, hey, let's talk about Grateful Dead.
No, you look like a deadhead. And you're wearing past blue ribbon too. You're a deadhead for sure.
This is not
a deadhead today.
This is not I look like a narc right now.
You do.
Jam band experts today.
That's funny. Wait, you guys, I have 1%. Can I grab my charger for
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. While she is gone, hey, shout out to all our Patreon members.
Shout out
to Patreon members. Shout out to everybody that is subscribed to YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and smash that subscribe. Smash that like. Hit that bell for notifications. Is that all of them?
That's my favorite part.
Hit the bell for
whenever you do the YouTube. When you do the YouTube shouts, that's
I got to shout out to all the YouTubers, man, because I want all the smoke.
Hey, hit that bell.
They come at us so crazy, but you know what? Lately, ever since that real crazy one, we haven't gotten anyone like
we haven't gotten anyone.
It's just like little thoughts on their opinion of Michael Jackson, because they never. I feel like the comments never are listening to the show. They're just oh
my god, are those title. Fendi pants?
Yes.
Yo, that's
and we got the spreads on, you know.
Oh my god. That's so fire. That's so fucking fire. Wow.
I'm not even wearing socks right now. That's crazy.
I showed up in a Pabst Blue tie shirt.
Crit, here's the thing. Ty Dolla $ign was my spirit animal, and you just took over.
Aww.
Yes. Yeah, there it is, guys.
There it is.
My spirit animal.
Another big announcement.
Big announcement.
I missed the big announcement. There was a big announcement. I missed it.
Yeah, the big announcement.
Well, the big announcement is you're my spirit. You took over the spirit animal role in my life. Yes.
I love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're my spirit animal.
That's beautiful.
Hey, I do have to ask you though. So, what song should we add to our 5-on-5 podcast playlist?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
I think first, something that I've played a lot, I would say, is Stro Elliott. James Baby.
James Baby.
You guys know?
No.
It's his. Do you guys know Stro Elliott?
I don't.
I don't know that song.
But I just added it.
You gotta look up Stro Elliott. He's a drummer, and he also does MPC sets, and he drums with. Now he's with the Roots.
I was gonna say he's
performs with the Roots,
now.
but makes some really dope remixes, and so he did one with it's James Brown, obviously, and I was just spacing on the song name, baby, baby, baby.
Oh yeah,
baby,
I think it's just called baby, baby, baby.
I wanna.
Yeah.
So he flipped it, and it's like got this sick little bass.
No, the
Bum, bum. The way he flipped it is just.
Chop is sick.
You know what I'm talking about now, Nico? Yeah, that chop is so.
I just realized that's
fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, you know the song, Nick?
Yeah, it's like it's low key a break. It's
okay.
It's fresh.
It's dope, and what I love it's a modern day, like it's a cool flip where I could see any style dancer really like going off to it, you know. And I see songs and dancing a lot of times. Like, can I dance to that? Can I see? I see people dancing to everything. So but that's what I would add. I'm adding that to the. So when it plays, you guys can think. That's me.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick for the playlist for sure.
But check out Stroll Elliott though. He's fresh. Zimmy does the Private Stock Records live stream, and he had Stro as a guest and a live set. It fucking killed it. It was amazing.
Shout out Zimmy.
Shout out Zimmy. That's another mentor of mine. I love you, Zimmy. Thanks for being my big brother. And now I got some other friends to visit next time I come to Portland. I always stay at Zimmy's house when I'm in Portland.
For real?
So I can. Yeah, he's. I've been there a few times over the last couple of years, and when he's not in town, he lets me stay at his house. So.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have a house party at his house with you guys. Come on over.
No. Toys for everyone.
No, he's got cameras in there. He would see. He would know.
Let's talk about social media and your Twitch takeover. When are you doing things? What's your socials? Where can people find you?
Yeah.
What are you working towards?
What are we working towards, guys? Well, yes. So I do have a Twitch account. It's DJ Crykit. DJ Crykit. I love when there's so many people that still call me Crykit, and that's okay. I love. It looks like Crykit. It's okay.
It does look like Crykit.
It's Cricket. It's Cricket. But you know what's cool? Like it can feel like you're in the know. You're in the secret club because you know it's Cricket, right? Well, so I'm gonna launch my Twitch starting next month. The beginning of the month, I'm gonna go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays to start. But in the meantime, I'm on Instagram. So I would say follow me on Instagram, and I'll be making some announcements. What's all happening there? So it's DJ Crykit, just the same.
Oh man, are there more announcements that you have to?
They're gonna keep rolling, baby.
Because you know we're an open format. You know you can do all your announcements right here.
She's coming alive. Well, okay. There's one little thing I will say. I'm gonna be making coveralls, jumpsuits, like limited edition jumpsuits. So that's in the works. But that's gonna be a while. You know, that's like working with artists to create my own fabric, you know, custom fabric, and then having that made, and then the cut and sew, and then the tags and the whole thing. So it'll be a minute before those release, but that's my
I think I need one though.
Yeah. Coveralls are the best, and they're unisex. Anyone can wear them. Aliens can wear them, you know?
Yes.
We need to do a Men on Vacation photo shoot with that and one of our shirts. Let's go.
Yes. Can we do that? I would love that. I would love that. Yeah.
Next time we're out, we'll bring you a crew neck next time we're out in Vegas. That may be sooner than later. We've been doing a little live streaming on Nick's channel, and it's too much fun.
Yeah. I love that.
Parting words, Crykit. Anything you want to share with upcoming DJs, producers? Any words of wisdom you want people to know? We got a lot of young bucks that listen to this.
Love young bucks. It's all about doing what you love and creating your own lane is the most magical part of it all. But to create your own lane, you have to learn the foundation first. So learn the foundation first, and then have fun creating your own lane. And no one can bring anything we can only be ourselves, right? And no one else can bring Crykit to the table. So no one else can bring you to the table. So never forget that you're your own unique person, and with all your magical abilities, skills, talents, and I'm here to bask in it. I'm here to share. So what's that? How about that?
Yeah, mic drop.
Mic drop. Boom.
Mic drop.
Guys, can I make one more final announcement? I turned 40 this year, and it's blowing my mind, and I want to have a big party online. Do you think that's what I should do to turn 40? What does one do to turn 40?
What day do you turn 40?
Day before Halloween, October 30th. Dang. So maybe I could do like a costume party? No, I don't know. But anywho, maybe an online party. What does one do?
Yeah, I don't know.
You could do an online party. Hopefully by October we can just have a party.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we can just fly down there with you and celebrate with you.
Hopefully by October, that's a thing.
With everything changing day to day, it's going to be a party you've never even thought of before.
It's not.
You're right. You know what?
Hour to hour.
It really is so fast. It's crazy, and you are so right. Okay, well, whatever happens,
we'll keep it in it.
Be amazing.
We'll have a party on this hand. We'll have an online party on this hand. We'll just plan them both, and whichever feels right at the time, we'll go with.
And at least a simulcast too, because you got enough people around the world that are going to want to be tuning in for that shit, dude.
Oh, I love that. Hey, if anyone's listening and you want to DJ the Crykit's 40th birthday bash, let me know. Holler at me. Let's go.
Yeah.
You already got one trio on deck, so
yay! Love it.
When you ready.
We'll set up a little podcast area. We'll interview all the DJs you have for your birthday party. We'll make it a whole thing. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that. That's great. That's beautiful. That's perfect.
So we'll plan on getting down there in October.
Let's do it.
That's it. We're speaking into existence.
Yeah.
Wait, is Halloween in Vegas the big thing? Yeah.
It is fun. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's fun. Fremont Street,
the Strip. It's like the last, because it's in the middle of slow season. And it's like the last big party before like Ghost Town.
Okay.
So it's like, and it's usually the night that it gets cold. Right?
I was just gonna say that. Isn't that the thing? It's so bizarre, you guys. It'll be like 75 or something, 80, 85. All through October, and then it's like Halloween is that night where it's just gonna drop and get freezing cold to 30 randomly at night, or we get lucky and it does the next day. Yeah. But until then, it's 85, and you're like, damn, I was gonna wear my slutty Halloween costume. Just kidding.
They do it, but they're also in a trench coat.
Yeah.
Crykit, you are a wealth of knowledge and a great friend of the podcast.
And also my spirit animal.
Oh, yay! I love that.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's truly been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. Can we do like a group hug? Group hug, yay!
This is our first group hug.
This is the first group hug.
Yes. Oh.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun. It's been funny.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you
in general, like throughout the years, you have been absolutely an unofficial mentor of mine.
And inspiration too.
Put me in so many right places at the right times and helped me make the right moves when I didn't know how to. So thank you so much for all your help over the years. So thank you for being on the podcast. It's been a hoot and a holler.
Yeah.
Are we ending this? Am I crying right now? That was beautiful. Crikey's crying.
And as we are coming up on the 50th episode of the podcast, I want to say thank you for bringing us all together.
Yeah.
That's you too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yay. This
not
is
only
a
our spirit animal, not only our inspiration, but our Kevin Bacon.
I mean, and we're good. The mic is dropped. The things are out.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm gonna just say I love you guys. I'm sending you so much love, and thank you again for having me on. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, have a great night, and
we'll see you soon.
We'll see you in the land of the internet.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Paula, go ahead. Pack us up.
This has been the 5 on 5 podcast presented by directmusicservice.com. Make sure you go follow Crykit on all social media platforms. Make sure you tell Janet that Travis loves her. make sure Neek does what Neek does. I'm just here along for the ride. Next week we'll be back with Fusemania from directmusicservice.com.
Oh, shout out
promo
Fuse.
for you.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're gearing closer to our 50th episode. So every week we will be counting down some of our favorite moments and probably doing some reposts of that too. Everyone stay safe, wear your mask, go support Crykit on Twitch, and be a good person. Adios.
Peace, everybody.
Yeah.